I'm Siri. Welcome to the iOS Beta News channel. What will the iPhone 12 be like? iPhone 12 is the upcoming smartphone, Apple's 2020 model, which will usher in a new iPhone update cycle. About iPhone 12 Pro and iPhone 12 Pro Max already knows a lot. Smartphones will receive a full redesign, another unusual camera, updated display, and many other features. In the video, we have gathered all the reliable information about future iPhones. After watching the video, many of you will definitely want to start saving money by next fall. How many new iPhones will be? In 2020, Apple will again release 3 new smartphones. This was announced by the authoritative analyst Min-Chi Kuo, who is famous for dozens of true predictions regarding Apple devices. According to its sources, in the fall of 2020 will be released 5.4-inch iPhone with alt screen, 6.1-inch iPhone with alt screen, 6.7-inch iPhone with ice screen. All new Apple 2020 smartphones will have OLED displays. iPhone LCDs are a thing of the past. Title: just a few years ago, there was no doubt about how Apple would call its new smartphones. For iPhone 5 came iPhone 5S, and after that everyone was waiting for iPhone 6 and iPhone 6S next. No surprises, complete stability. But everything changed after the release of the iPhone X. Apple began to practice the names. It got to the point that the company's latest 6.5-inch smartphone is called the iPhone 11 Pro Max. If you tell someone in 2015 that the iPhone will have such a name soon, he would definitely not believe it. Apple itself seems to like these names. At the moment, there are no obvious leaks about how the 2020 iPhone will be called. There are only assumptions based on the names of the latest iPhone models. Most likely, Apple will name the following smartphones iPhone 12, iPhone 12 Pro and iPhone 12 Pro Max, similar to previous models. The names are bulky, but they won't get confused. At the same time, the starting and less expensive iPhone 12 model will have a 6.1-inch display. The iPhone 12 Pro is a 5.4-inch and the iPhone 12 Pro Max is a 6.7-inch. This was confirmed by the same expert Min-Chi Kuo. Design: new iPhone will have an updated design. Apple will greatly change the look of its smartphones for the first time in 3 years. The main innovation will be related to the shape of the case. The connecting frame will no longer be round, its corners will be straight. According to Min-Chi Kuo, such a design decision will make the new iPhone look like the already legendary iPhone 4. Also, the rectangular side faces of the iPhone 12 will be similar to those of the latest generation iPad Pro tablets. By the way, when Apple just introduced the iPad Pro 2018 in a new design, experts immediately suggested the imminent appearance of similar faces in the iPhone. After this information, other leaks confirmed. The materials used for the iPhone 12 case will change. First of all, the new iPhones will have a metal frame with a more complex structure using the new casting technology. The frame will connect solid protective glass that will cover the front and back surfaces of the case. According to Min-Chi Kuo, production costs will increase due to the use of technologies unique to the iPhone. According to the analyst, the maximum increase may reach 60%. How much this will affect the final price of the iPhone 12 is unknown. The specialist also emphasized that rectangular frames in the style of iPhone 4 and new materials will change the appearance of new products significantly. Note that the analyst is usually not scattered by such statements. Most likely, we are really waiting for a powerful redesign of the iPhone. The design of the iPhone 12 will be refreshed on the front surface. According to insider Ben Jeskin, Apple will be able to get rid of the monobrow in the following iPhones. This means that the frame around the perimeter of the screen in the iPhone 12 will have the same thickness. Jeskin presented a visualization of such a design solution. It is important to note that this concept is based on leaks, not a validated prototype or CAD drawings. The new iPhone will receive significant changes in appearance throughout the case. Min-Chi Kuo is confident that the redesign will allow smartphones to become incredibly popular with consumers. By the way, the expert raised his expectations from iPhone sales after a redesign leak appeared. Now the specialist believes that in 2020 Apple will immediately sell 85 million smartphones. For comparison, in 2019, this figure will be approximately 75 million. Display: all new Apple 2020 smartphones will have OLED screens. This was stated by leading analysts, as well as indicated by potential suppliers of Apple. The company has agreed with LG and BOE to supply OLED screens for future iPhones. Apple needed new suppliers because Samsung alone could not produce the required number of screens. As noted above, the new iPhones will be equipped with screens with a diagonal of 5.4, 6.1 and 6.7 inches. while there is no information about the characteristics of the screens. Resolution, pixel density per inch, brightness, dynamic range and other details are unknown. Nevertheless, one very interesting fact is already connected with the display of one of the future iPhone. The upcoming 5.4-inch iPhone 12 Pro will be the first flagship in Apple's history in which the diagonal of the screen becomes smaller, and not more. This will happen for the first time. According to experts, this will mean that Apple is still listening to consumers. The company has long been asked to release another compact iPhone, but instead the maximum diagonal of smartphones is only growing. Next year, she will reach an absolute record of 6.7 inches. Against this background, the 5.4-inch iPhone will look extremely compact. Moreover, it will actually be small. At the same time, you do not have to peer at the screen. In such a compact case, a 5.4-inch display with minimal frames will fit. The screen will be enough to comfortably view content of any type. The displays of the new iPhone 12 will have a refresh rate of 120 Hz. This was announced in the summer of 2020 by the famous insider Ice Universe. According to the leak, in the iPhone settings you can choose the frequency of the screen refresh manually. Users will be able to set 60 Hz during normal use of the smartphone to save battery power and choose 120 Hz for games. CPU and memory. For the performance of the iPhone 12, iPhone 12 Pro and iPhone 12 Pro Max, the system on the Apple A14 processor will be responsible. To date, there is no information about the new chip. The first details may appear in October, after the presentation of the new iPad Pro 2019. The tablets will be equipped with an A13 Bionic processor. Based on its characteristics, it will be possible to accurately predict the features of the A14 chip. The new iPhone should have increased RAM. All iPhones of the 2019 model have 4 GB of RAM. No progress has been made compared to the iPhone XS XS Max. It is expected that the future iPhone 12 inches will receive 6 GB of RAM. At least the flagship models. The amount of internal memory in the new iPhone should become larger. The reason is the same. Apple left the internal memory unchanged in the iPhone 11 compared to the iPhone XS. Apple is expected to follow trends. The amount of memory in the starting version of smartphones can be equal to 128 GB. The average model will receive 512 GB, the maximum 1 TB, by analogy with the latest Samsung smartphones. However, right now, information about the built-in memory of the iPhone 12 is insider guesses. In reality, everything will depend on whether Apple considers it right to continue the gigabyte race. The main camera. iPhone 12 Pro and iPhone 12 Pro Max will be equipped with a system of 4 cameras, 12-megapixel wide 12-megapixel telephoto camera, 12-megapixel full resolution, 3D cameras of time of flight. The new time of flight 3D camera will be a key innovation for future iPhones. Its main feature is the ability to determine the distance of an object with the highest accuracy. The camera's sensor measures the flight of the beam, hence the name time of flight, flight time. The 3D camera will provide smartphones with a number of new features. First of all, the camera will improve the quality of images, especially in portrait mode. Due to the improved perception of the depth of the camera, it will ideally separate the subject from the background in the process of creating photos with the effect of depth of field. Also, the TOF camera will expand the capabilities of the iPhone in augmented reality. Users will be able to scan various objects of the living world for later use in augmented reality applications. According to rumors, these features will be combined with the functions of Apple's new smart glasses, the launch of which was previously forecasted for 2020. Battery. The battery capacity in the new iPhone has not yet been disclosed. You should expect another increase, as it was in the iPhone 11 Pro and iPhone 11 Pro Max. The flagships of the Apple model in 2019 received a significantly increased battery life, by 4 and 5 hours, respectively. Expect the same big increase in the iPhone 12, however, is not necessary. The reason is that the new iPhones will receive support for 5th-generation networks. The presence of 5G modems on smartphones will certainly negatively affect the operating time without recharging. Communication. Yes, there was a spoiler above. The new iPhone 12 will be the first iPhone with 5G support. Especially for this, Apple entered into a truce with the manufacturer of 5G modems, Qualcomm. Litigation lasting several years was terminated for the purpose of joint cooperation. Moreover, Apple and Qualcomm have already agreed on a specific supply of 5G modems for the iPhone. This was confirmed by documents from the courts. Thanks to them, it became known that the iPhone of 2020 will have 5G support. As for Face ID, There are no confirmed leaks about feature enhancements in the iPhone 12. iPhone 12 released. Presentation and release of the following iPhone models will be held according to the traditional schedule for Apple. The presentation of the iPhone 12 is the first half of September 2020. The release date for the iPhone 12 is the second half of September 2020. It is assumed that all three new iPhone models of 2020 will be launched at the same time, as in 2019 in the case of the iPhone 11, iPhone 11 Pro and iPhone 11 Pro Max. If you like this video, like and subscribe to our channel. Siri was with you.